Paul Ryan, obviously VP pick for Mitt Romney. He's going to go on Fox News channel. He thinks he's going to get some softballs. It's a logical conclusion, except, to be fair to Chris Wallace, that's not what he gets. Chris Wallace challenges him on these stuff, and Paul Ryan apparently was not expecting it because his answers suck. Let's watch.
Why are you and Romney losing at this point?
We're going to win this race. Given that, we're going to win this race.
But you're not at this point. You're losing.
Look, we can debate polls. I can tell you this. The president's offering 4 more years of the same, and the president has been very good at distorting the issue, at disguising the truth. He's been very good at distracting people. He can't run on hope and change anymore, so he's running on division, on distraction, on distortion to try and win an election by default.
Yeah, that was awesome on so many grounds. I love Chris. No. You're losing. You're not winning. Losing. And then Paul Ryan's reaction. Okay, like, what is this guy asking me this for? No, we're going to win. I'm going to be the nominee. Oh, that was Newt Gingrich. So, lots of trouble. So, what's the substantive charge for? Wait, how are you going to turn it around? Because at this point, you're clearly losing. You can't dispute the polls. The polls are overwhelming. Another one in Ohio, Columbus Dispatch. Obama up by 9. What a thick did. 5 polls in a row where he's above 5 points in Ohio. They're not going to win without Ohio. And so, what's Paul Ryan's answer? Distortion. No, not mine. His. He's distorting. He's lying. About what? And what's your record? Okay, tell us what your record is. Well, Chris Wallace asked him.
With 5 weeks left, with months, years of campaigning already past us, isn't Romney in danger of losing the rationale for his campaign that he's the better steward of the economy?
Well, you know, in these kinds of races, people really focus near the end, and that's happening now. The president's done a very good job of trying to distort our record. Look, our pro-growth tax reform, it cuts tax rates by 20%. Higher take-home pay for the middle class, pro-growth economic policies. That right there creates about 7 million jobs. So in the final analysis, people are going to realize all the president's offering is more of the same, but with another round of stimulus and higher tax rates on job creators.
God, they're awesome at turning words around to the exact opposite. All the president is doing is offering the same old same thing. Wait a minute, but wait, you just offered that same exact thing. What do Republicans offer? Tax cuts. That's it. What did you offer? Tax cuts. And you said it's going to create 7 million jobs. How? Last time we did massive tax cuts under Bush, through the Bush recession, over 9 years, when you start from the Bush era to the end of the recession, we lost 1 million jobs. Where the hell were 7 million jobs? No, we lost jobs. We've done enough tax cuts for the rich. They don't work, Paul Ryan. And in fact, if you were so good, why are you guys getting your ass kicked if he's such a CEO, right? Well, that's a great question by Chris Wallace. And here he said, Paul Ryan says, no, people are making up their mind right now. Yeah, against you. That's your whole problem. But
you're losing. Look. You're losing. Look.
You're losing. Got to keep it real with you, dog. You're losing. All right, now he asked him about specifics.
Let's talk specifics.
No matter how many times they try to tell you they're going to start talking specifics really soon, they don't do it. And the reason is because the math doesn't work.
You're the master of the budget, so briefly, let's go through the plan. The Obama camp says, independent groups say, if you cut those tax rates for everybody 20%, it costs $5 trillion over 10 years. True?
Not in the least bit true. Look, this just goes to show if you torture statistics enough, they'll confess to what you want them to confess to. That study has been so thoroughly discredited. It wasn't even a measurement of Mitt Romney, his policy. Here's what we're saying.
Well, how much would it cost?
It's revenue neutral. It doesn't cost $5 trillion.
I'm just talking about the cut. We'll get to the deductions, but the cut in tax rates.
The cut in tax rates is lower all Americans' tax rates by 20%.
How much does that cost?
It's revenue neutral.
Well, it's not revenue neutral unless you take away the deductions.
That's where I'm going.
And we're going to get to that in a second. The first half, lowering the tax rates. How much does that cost? $5 trillion?
No. Look, I won't get into a baseline argument with you because that's what a lot of this is about.
Whenever Ryan's stuck, he always say, baseline argument. Yeah, it's so complicated, the baseline. I mean, you don't want to talk baseline. No. He's asking a very simple question. No, don't worry about the deductions. Don't worry about how you're going to pay for it. That's okay. We'll get to that in a second. The tax cuts, they obviously cost something, right? You're doing a 20% tax cut. That's gigantic. How much does that cost? Math. We're talking about math. I don't know what we're talking about. Math. Don't make me go to the baseline on you. All right, go ahead. Tell us the math. Go ahead.
Lowering tax rates by broadening the tax base works. And you can.
But I have to
let me just tell
you haven't given me the math.
No, but well, I don't have the it would take me too long to go through all of the math, but let me say it this way. You can lower tax rates by 20% across the board by closing loopholes and still have preferences for the middle class.
I don't got time for no math, man. Math is for liberals. And numbers and facts and stats and math. No, here's my math. More tax cuts for the rich. And then everything will get much better. You'll get 7 million jobs. Trust us. No, we don't trust you. And then all of a sudden, by the way, the deficit will be gone and we'll balance the budget. But how in the world could you do that? You say you're not even going to take away charitable deductions or home mortgage deductions for the middle class. If you don't do that and you do a 20% tax cut, you're going to create a giant hole in the deficit. The budget is going to be destroyed, pulverized by that. So how do you explain yourself? Math, baseline. Okay. Yeah. Man, Chris Wallace, man, did a nice job on him. Came out bruised and battered there.